Hi everyone, good evening and welcome to Insights by Johnita Francis. I am Johnita Francis. I'm not an avatar nor a robot. I am the one and the only, and my husband is probably very, very happy about that. I have had an amazing week. I know that I was actually I've written an article for Holistic Bliss magazine, and it's one of Australia's leading holistic magazines. It's just amazing. It's been around forever and a day, and I actually have the great pleasure of being able to do an article in that every single month. And I was writing about perception and about life and about, looking out the bus. And if you've followed me for a little while now, you would know about the bus analogy that I use. And it really is a mindset and a mindset shift and how we want to see things and how we choose to see things versus how things really are. And sometimes we can get in that poor me mentality where, we think this is going on, that's going on, this is wrong, that's wrong, my life is crap, everything's crap, my friends are crap, my family's crap. And before you know it, you're actually knee deep or neck deep in the crap. And you kind of bring that out and for yourself, you kind of manifest that because you're saying to the universe constantly, I want more crap. Bring me more crap. So I thought I wanted to do a little bit of a scientific experiment, and I've been working with a bunch of girls in a private group about their perceptions and about how they do things, and we've been deliberately playing with this, and I do mean deliberately playing with it. We've actually decided that on certain days we would get out of bed the wrong side deliberately, metaphorically, but deliberately, and we would talk ourselves into having a shit day. And then we would see what would happen. And then there would be other days where we talk ourselves into having a fantastic day. And it could be something as simple as, like for me, if I want to have a fantastic day, I put the music on in the car. It doesn't matter what sort of music I listen to, really, because, as long as there's something I can bop to and the traffic is bumper to bumper, I'm a happy woman. So if I'm having a terrible, terrible, terrible day, music will pull me out of that every single time. It is, without a doubt, the quickest, easiest way to elevate your vibration is by listening to music. And it doesn't even matter what genre, it doesn't even matter what band, what singer, what era, nothing. Just choose your favorite and it will elevate your vibration. So we're doing this little experiment and okay, it was my turn to have a shit day. So I started thinking about all the things that pissed me off in my life. Everybody that has ever annoyed me, and I've got some amazing people around me now, so present company excluded. But I thought about the people that were challenging in the past and the people that really tried to control me or tried to get me to behave in a certain manner and how that made me feel. And that conjured up all these emotions. And I thought, it's like a scientific experiment within a scientific experiment, because now I know that by living in the past and not reflecting on it, but actually going back there and deliberately creating an emotional attachment to the past, it can impact my now. Because I deliberately went to my past to find out what would piss me off, to what would lead to a shitty day. And I dragged that forward. I dragged that into my present. I gave it life again. Gave it mouth to mouth, let's go. You're going to be the reason why I'm having a horrible day today. And I realized, and I've always known, but it was such a cool experiment because it really highlighted the fact of how much control our thoughts have over our bodies and our thoughts have over our emotions. And subsequently or consequently, how much those emotions can impact our day and how we interact with others as a result of that emotion. I'm very, very mindful that if I'm got the shits with everything, that I don't take it out on the people that did not cause this situation or did not elevate or trigger or escalate the situation. I'm very mindful of that. So if you and I are having a disagreement about something, I'm not going to come home and yell at my husband because you and I are not seeing eye to eye. So I'm very clever and very aware of how to direct my emotions and what the situation is. But that's taken me years to perfect and really catch myself on how I'm going to, and it's not that it's false, it's just that my husband didn't upset me, you did. So why am I getting mad with my husband? And it is an intelligent emotion. It's an application of intelligent emotion. Now, if you've watched any of my videos, you'll always hear me harping on about, applying intelligent emotion. Make sure you apply intelligent emotion. And this is what it's all about. It's about being able to understand the things that make us feel good. Do more of it. The things that don't make us feel good, stop doing that. Stop doing more of that. Do less of that. Do it less as possible to be able to keep you in that top 7 higher frequency or higher vibration of emotions, which is, Abraham Hicks stuff. It's not my creation. The seven power emotions, I suppose you could call them, is Abraham Hicks. But he's come up with brilliant ideas about how to understand our emotions and where that pivot point is. And the pivot point is boredom. And this is something that I teach all the time. When we're bored, we can go 2 ways. We can go and do something that's really exciting and fun, or that is beneficial or is holistic in our healing, exercising, going visit friends, go to the movies, go walk the dog. Anything that once we hit that boredom stage, we can actually do anything to elevate and get our vibration up in those top 7 emotions, the joy, passion, enthusiasm, those sorts of emotions. Because if we don't and we start doing the negative stuff, such as drinking, drugs, fighting, eating, a lot of people emotionally eat when they're bored. Oh, I don't know what to do, I'm bored. So they open the fridge. Most people don't even realize that they're opening the fridge when they're bored. I used to nibble on stuff. So I had a snack drawer in my office when I worked for a particular company. It was quite a stressful, high emotive job, and I had a snack drawer. And I didn't really realize that I was replenishing my snack drawer every single week because I was emotionally eating. I was taking the boredom out of my life. My boredom was I worked my butt off for 10 hours a day, and it was boring. It really was. It wasn't challenging. It wasn't exciting. It was Groundhog Day. So I would snack, and I didn't even realize I was really doing it. So I had to change those habits into going for walks at lunchtime instead, or looking forward to going out and stretching my legs. Now, this particular place had this beautiful garden out the front, so I used to make sure that I had really easy shoes to take off, even if I had shoes and socks, but my shoes were always easy to just kick off really quickly, and I'd go out and stand on the grass for 5 minutes, barefoot. I actually even had all of my staff going outside and doing the same thing, just to declutter our mind, just to take our mind out of the situation that we were in, create a different environment, a different scenery, a different smell, taste, feel, look, view, vision of whatever that was going on in our lives, just to break it up a little bit. And by doing that, we actually enhanced our lives. We enhanced our jobs. And it became a bit of a joke, going outside to distress again. Mental health, mental health. And it was great because we actually became the norm that it was all right to do that. And you don't have to sit at your desk for 10 hours a day and just sit there like a robot, typing, and not interacting and not being a human. We're not robots. We're humans. We're supposed to interact. We're supposed to support each other and have a chat and share knowledge and share our insights and those sorts of things. So, yeah, it's been an interesting, and the group hasn't finished yet. We still want to keep doing it for a little bit longer because we actually want to start doing things where we're cranky for half the day, or we've decided that we're going to be cranky for 4 hours. And then at 12 o'clock, we go, right, what thought are we going to have to plant in our brain, deliberately plant in our brain, or what music are we going to start playing? We might not have listened to the radio all morning. And then the cutoff time comes, which is the time that we're now going to consciously shift our mindset. And then when that happens, we go, right, it's 12 o'clock. This is the agreed time. I'm going to break out some AC/DC or whatever I want to listen to. And you actually start bopping straight away. And you start feeling better. If you're cranky, and you hate country music, don't put on Waylon Jennings. Don't put on Johnny Cash. Don't put anything. The whole purpose of changing and shifting your mindset and your awareness of your mindset and being able to remind yourself that you are actually in control of your mindset, you need to be able to put on something that will elevate your mindset. If you want to completely challenge yourself, or as I prefer to call it, sabotage yourself, then you can continue to listen to music that you don't enjoy. But if you really want to boost your confidence, boost your vibration, get everything in a higher elevated form, then put on something that you really like. And if you can't really change the music at your work, or people frown upon you for doing that, make your cutoff time. Like, if you want to do this experiment, and I highly recommend it, because fundamentally, I think we forget how bloody powerful we are as human beings in our own selves. I really, honestly, truly forget that we've got no idea that we are the director of our own lives. So when you do this, if you can't change the music, then make it so it's lunchtime, and then step away from your job, put your headset in and play that song. And do that while if you've got half an hour, 20 minutes, an hour, whatever your lunch break is, you play all that wonderful music that you really enjoy. And then go for a walk. Break that ho-hum of sitting at your desk or doing a particular thing or serving customers or whatever it is that your job is. Break that. Go and do something else. Give your body a reset and use the environment to do that. And you'll feel better for it. You really honestly will. If you're at a desk all day long and you're sitting all day long, and that's predominantly my job when I'm doing my muggle stuff, your colon and all of your bodily functions may not necessarily function properly. You may become irregular. That's because we're actually compressing everything in there. So we need to stand up. We need to sit up straight. We need to go for walks so our poo shoots work properly. Sorry, guys, but that's just a fact. So there are some huge benefits, and really shifting your mindset and deciding that you want to have a different perception. Perception becomes reality. And deciding that you want a different look at life. You want, if you see blue everywhere you go and you hate the color blue, you're going to be so attracted to seeing more color blue that you will see it all the time, and all of a sudden all your friends turn into Smurfs. If you love the color blue and you'd love a blue car or a blue motorcycle or a blue hair like mine right now, then you will see blue, but you'll be happier about seeing the blue. It won't trigger a negative emotion, because in your mind, you've decided that you like the color blue. And I know that's a really simplistic form of the point I'm trying to make, but if you can say, I like the color blue, and then all these blue things start coming out, you realize how many different color blues there actually are available, and you start falling in love with all shades of blue, why can't you apply that same principle to your life? It really is very simple. It really is. I think not only do we forget that we're in charge of our own lives, we actually forget that we have choices, and that we can choose to tolerate things or choose not to tolerate things, and that it's okay to do that we actually can empower ourselves to change our thought pattern. I think, I can't remember who said it, but it was a really clever thing, and it was like leading towards insanity, and that is doing the same thing over and over every single day, the same way, using the same process, the same methodology, and expecting a different outcome just because it's a different day. It's not going to happen. You will always get the same outcome. So it has to be a conscious decision for you to decide, okay, I don't want to do this anymore. My life sucks, and I want a life that is full of happiness and joy and passion and drive and commitment. I want a great job. But if you want a great job and you spend all of your energy thinking about how crappy your current job is, you're not doing yourself any favors. You're actually sabotaging your ability to manifest or create or attract, become a magnet for the job that you actually want to do. So even though you might be doing something, just let's pick on an industry. Let's say, for example, you're a panel beater and you hate it. It is a thankless job. You work your butt off all day long. Nobody's ever happy with the end product, and these sorts of things, and they don't want to pay either. And these sorts of things are going over and over in your head. And, you used to love panel beating. That's why you got into it. But everything's just different now. And I get all of that. I understand all of that. But if you're thinking about changing your career from a panel beater, and it has to be a conscious decision that you want to change from being a panel beater into a diesel mechanic, and you spend all that time thinking about how shitty panel beating is now, you will probably never get an opportunity to do the diesel mechanic stuff, your dream job. It's just going to be a pie in the sky idea that you have in your mind and possibly in your heart that you will never achieve. And the reason why that is because all of your energy, all of your focus, and all of your emotion is going into replaying the same tape that you hate your panel beating job. But while you're panel beating, and while you're thinking, oh, bloody hell, here comes Mrs. Smith. She always tries to talk me out of an extra $200, but it's so expensive. Whatever your thought pattern is, stop that and go, okay, here comes Mrs. Smith. I wonder if there's no Mrs. Smiths in diesel mechanics. I bet you the customers over in diesel mechanics are really different. I could go out and earn a lot more money doing diesel mechanic stuff. I could actually feel more secure and stable because it's a better, stable environment doing diesel mechanic stuff. So instead of focusing on all the things you don't want in your life, start focusing on all the things that you do want. And even if it doesn't feel like you're going to be able to do the study for diesel mechanic, if it is in your heart and it's in your mind and it's what you think about every single day of your life, when you're not consciously thinking about how shitty pedal beating is and you just have those fleeting moments of how much better life would be if you were a diesel mechanic, the universe will provide you with opportunities to do that. The universe does not care if you have a poor education or you didn't go to university. The universe does not care if you're from a wealthy family. The universe does not even care what color your skin is or where you're from or your religious thoughts, your cultural beliefs, nothing. The universe gives you exactly what you want. So if you have to think about what it is that you want, you have to manifest what it is that you want in your life. You have to actually feel as though, that's what I want, universe, make it happen. And the universe will give you the opportunity that you need. If you're having trouble with reading and writing, doesn't matter. The universe will somehow plant something on your Facebook page that you can go off and do a trades course and you don't need to do the prac. Or that the prac is very small because they prefer to do the hands-on stuff. They're very hands-on the way they do it. Or an opportunity will come in to be an apprentice. And the man that's actually stepping out of the business wants to do the hands-on teaching of you. And he doesn't give a hoot about the theory because you've got office girls to do all the theory stuff. So the universe will give you what you ask for and everything else is irrelevant. But honestly, it's irrelevant. I wanted to be a police officer. First of all, I wanted to be a marine biologist, and the whole world, humans, decided, and this is before I could learn how to manifest, and the humans were dead set against this, okay? They just thought it was the dumbest idea in the whole entire world. There's only one marine biologist here in Australia, and unless he dies, you'll never get a job. Well, we all know that there's more to marine biology than that, and they had a very low, people, unfortunately, that I was living with had a very low, narrow-minded view of what marine biology was. I wanted to be a police officer shortly after that, and I have a hearing loss. So I wasn't allowed to be a police officer. Now, back in those days, it was called duty of care, not discrimination. So don't get too up in arms. The rules have certainly changed in 20 years. But I really wanted to be a police officer, and I couldn't. And I thought, oh, my God. Seriously, I'm not stupid. I just have a hearing loss. I'm not incapable. I just have a hearing loss. And I thought, I'm stuck with this hearing loss for the rest of my life. It's not going anywhere. It's as much part of me as my blue eyes, my left arm, my big toe, and my right foot. It's not going anywhere. So what can I do? I thought, universe, I really want this so much. I want to protect people. I want to protect environment. I want to protect property. I want to make sure that everybody feels safe and secure when they go out. I want to be called upon if someone doesn't feel safe and secure to go home or to go to the bank or to go about their everyday lives. Universe, bring me a job that I can do all these things in so I can still feel like I'm contributing to my community. I know that I'm capable. I just can't hear properly. The universe sent me a security license. The universe decided to put me right in front of a golden opportunity to become a licensee for Chubb Security. They're a huge company here in Australia, huge. I was a licensee in charge for a very long time. I was actually able to be a security officer. I got to wear a blue uniform, just like the police, very similar colour to police. That was Chubb's uniform. I got to carry a firearm. I got to be trained in weapons. I got to be trained in personal protection. I was a patrol officer. I got to do everything that a police officer got to do. But no one gave a hoot about my hearing loss. Nobody cared. In security, they didn't care. You didn't have to be, perfectly visioned. You didn't have to be a certain height. You didn't have to be perfectly male back in those days. You didn't have to be this or that or tick all these freaking boxes that were just complete horseshit that are designed not to empower people but to actually turn people away. You didn't have to do any of that. I finished up owning my own security company as a result of having that tiny little opportunity. And I was extremely successful in security because it's something that I felt passionate about. Is it being a copper? No. But you know what? Who cares? My first year of trade, I actually earned triple what a first-year copper would have earned. My second year of trade, probably bought the whole entire department. It was nuts, absolutely nuts. So if I had have gone through life thinking, oh, my life is over now because I can't be a copper, I would have done myself a disservice. I wouldn't have said to the universe, okay, guys, what else have you got? I really want to do this. I feel really passionate about protecting people. I had a shitty childhood. I was in a domestic violence family. I was in my first partner had a lot of domestic violence issues, drug issues. I never felt safe. I never felt safe growing up as a child. I just wanted to let people know that they have opportunities for people that will stand up and advocate for them and look after them and protect their property and are not afraid to stand there and toe-to-toe and say, that's not happening. It's not going on, guys. You need to back off or I'll call the police. And it was brilliant because I got my head around the fact that who cares? Being deaf is not a problem. Being deaf was a problem for the police force, but you know what? Too bad, so sad for them. They missed out on a perfect person because I know I would have been perfect for it because of how successful I was in security. So mindset is everything. Perception is everything. Making that shift in your mind. If I had have done everything that the School of the Deaf told me to do, I would be on a disability pension now. I would never have worked. I would never have traveled the world. I would never have been personal protection, never have done martial arts. Certainly wouldn't be riding a motorcycle right now. Wouldn't have done any of those things if I had have listened to all the negative beliefs and all the negative conditioning that people put on you when they think they know what's going on. And that is where most of us are at. And we replay these tapes that are predominantly things that people have pushed on you over the years. They're not even true. Does my bum look big in this? No, it doesn't. One boyfriend told you you've got a big bum. So what? Not everybody else thinks that you've got a big bum. And it is perception. And you teach yourself to listen to this crap. And it keeps you in a spot where you sabotage and you can't grow or you refuse to grow or too scary to grow. And what I want you to take away from today's talk is that none of that shit matters when you're focused on your goal, when you know what you want, when you have clarity and understanding of who you are at your core and at your center, you can achieve anything that you want. Anything that you want. You just need to know to ask for it. You just need to know that you are deserving of it and that you are capable of doing that. And you can. I have a really severe hearing loss. One ear completely does not work at all. The other ear, well, very sketchy. Now, I could have laid down and my life would have been over, or I could have just gone, stuff it, I'm going for it. What have I got to lose? Nothing. I'm not going to lie down. I'm deaf. I'm not stupid. I'm deaf. I'm not dumb. I'm not incapable. I have a very high IQ. I talk to spirit all the time. So it really is about you getting your head around things and what you want to do and being clear. And I've used this analogy before, and I'll just remind you of it again, that in Google, we ask for exactly what we want. You have to think that life is Google. You have to ask the universe for exactly what you want. Don't be confused. Don't doubt it. Don't sabotage it. Don't think you're not worthy. You have to ask. And when you get your head around that, and there is ample, trust me, there is ample opportunity for everybody. When you get your head around the fact that you have the right and you are allowed and you are encouraged and you have permission to ask your Google search bar for exactly what you want in your life, you've only got to do a couple little things, a couple little tiny exercises. Know 100% that is what you'll get delivered. Do a couple little exercises. Test it. Test my theory. And then start going for the things that you really want in your life, the stability for your family, great job, great friends, a better life, a home life, a better career life, a better car, whatever it is that you want. It's really a very cool tool to have. All right, guys, that's just about me for this week. Now, of course, I am available for mentoring sessions. I'm available for astrology, charts and interpretation, numerology interpretations as well. I can do your numbers for you if that's more of your thing. I'm a psychic medium. I can do private readings. I do them all over the world. We do the same format as what you're watching if you're watching on Facebook now. And it enables us to just tap in and do your reading for you. If you'd like to book a private reading with me, you can do it on my website, which is www.insights by Johnita, JOHNITA.com, and I will look that up for you and make sure we're all in the right time zone, and we can do your reading. There's no trouble at all. It's absolutely no trouble. I do have a Moonstruck special price, so make sure you jump on there and grab that for you as well. That's it for me this week. Thanks very much, guys. See you again next week. Bye for now.